הוויכוח בין אובמה לבין נתניהו סוער, אין ספק.
On the substance, the Prime Minister is wrong on this.
אבל בכיר דמוקרטי בקונגרס אומר לנו, נתגבר.
The relationship between our two countries is not based upon personal relationships between the Prime Minister and the President.
תזכורת מצמררת השבוע מיפן, 70 שנה להטלה של פצצות האטום על הירושימה ונגסקי.
19ってこんなとこなんだと思って、やけどしたままで逃れていったんですけども。
וזה הג'ונגל, הכינוי למחנה האוהלים המאולתר בקלה, ממנו ינסו אלפי מהגרים להתגנב לבריטניה. פינת הבישול על התפריט של ימי סטלין, שפים נודעים לא בישלו אז בברית המועצות. שלום רב לכם. בכפר דומה שבשומרון נטמן היום סעד דוואבשה, בן 30, שנכווה בפיגוע הרצחני בבית המשפחה בכפר. הוא מת הבוקר בבית החולים סורוקה. השבוע מת מכוויות בנו התינוק עלי. בבית החולים שיבא מאושפזים במצב קשה האם ריהם והילד אחמד דוואבשה. מכאן לנושאי חדשות אחרים, לבד מן העימות הפומבי הראשון בין החותרים למועמדות המפלגה הרפובליקנית לנשיאות, החלטתו של הסנאטור הדמוקרטי צ'ארלס שומר להצביע נגד ההסכם עם איראן הייתה השבוע האירוע הפוליטי החשוב ביותר בארצות הברית. הסנאטור שומר רב השפעה בסנאט וידוע עד כה כבעל בריתו הנאמן של הנשיא אובמה. החלטתו להצביע נגד ההסכם עם איראן זכתה להבלטה ראויה בתקשורת האמריקנית, על כך כתבתו של ג'ים אקוסטה, כתב רשת CNN.
Reporters were hustled out of the Oval Office before the question could be asked about what President Obama thinks about losing a key Democrat on the Iran nuclear deal, Senator Chuck Schumer. It was during the GOP debate.
No, Megan. What are you supposed to?
When the New York Democrat dropped the news after it leaked to the Huffington Post, saying in a statement, "I believe Iran will not change. The vote to disapprove is the right one." Before he announced his decision, Schumer called the White House to inform the president.
It was not particularly surprising to anybody here at the White House, even if it was disappointing.
Schumer could pay a price for his defection. A slew of top former Obama aides lashed out on Twitter, rallying against Schumer's expected rise to become the next top Senate Democrat. Chuck Schumer, who said it was a mistake to pass Obamacare, now comes out against the Iran deal. This is our next Senate leader, asked former Obama speechwriter John Favreau. It depends on whether or not he pushes against the deal, a key Democratic aide told CNN. He says he has the votes for leader, but something like this could change that. No argument against that at the White House.
But I certainly wouldn't be surprised if there are individual members of the Senate Democratic Caucus that will consider the voting record of those who say they would like to lead the caucus.
But Schumer's vote likely won't kill the Iran deal. While Republicans are expected to pass a bill denouncing the agreement, it's unlikely enough Democrats will join them to beat back a presidential veto.
The president is going to veto it. And I do not believe at the end of the day that Republicans will have the votes to override his veto.
Still, questions linger. CNN's Fareed Zakaria asked the president how he could put his faith in Iran's Ayatollah, who tweeted a picture of Mr. Obama with a gun pointed at his head.
You don't negotiate deals with your friends. You negotiate them with your enemies. And superpowers don't respond to taunts. Superpowers focus on what is it that we need to do in order to preserve our national security and the national security of our allies and our friends.
ובבית הנבחרים הודיע הציר הדמוקרטי אליוט אנגל, בכיר בוועדת החוץ של הבית, כי יצביע נגד ההסכם עם איראן. ובראיון שהעניק לרשת CNN המשיך הנשיא אובמה למתוח ביקורת על עמדתו של נתניהו בדבר ההסכם עם איראן.
Obviously, the relationship between the United States and Israel is deep. It is profound. It's reflected in my policies. But as I said in the speech yesterday, on the substance, the Prime Minister is wrong on this. And I think that I can show that the basic assumptions that he's made are incorrect. If in fact my argument is right that this is the best way for Iran not to get a nuclear weapon, then that's not just good for the United States, that is very good for Israel.
ומצליף הסיעה הדמוקרטית בקונגרס, סטני הויר, אומר כי אין תקדים לאופי הוויכוח הפומבי בין הנשיא אובמה לבין ראש הממשלה נתניהו. בראיון מיוחד שערכנו עמו הבוקר לרואים עולם, העריך הויר כי יחסי ישראל-ארצות הברית לא יושפעו כלל מתוצאות ההצבעה בעתיד על ההסכם עם איראן. הויר בהחלט מחייב את המשך פעילות איפא"ק שנועדה להשפיע על הצבעת הקונגרס בעניין איראן. מחר ייפגשו הויר ועוד 21 חברי קונגרס דמוקרטיים עם ראש הממשלה נתניהו. בשנות כהונתי הרבות בקונגרס, אומר לנו הויר, אני לא זוכר ויכוח כה ערני בין ראש ממשלת ישראל לבין נשיא ארצות הברית.
I've been in the Congress 34 years, and I can't remember one that was any more public or any more animated than this one. And it is because, of course, the stakes on both sides are so very high, and the feelings are so intense in terms of the consequences of this agreement being finalized. So that, but we'll get, my point here is that we'll get through this. We'll get through this because the relationship between our two countries is not based upon personal relationships between the Prime Minister and the President. Our relationship is based upon our shared values, our deep commitment to one another, and our critically important alliance with one another in this region of the world. So that it is unique. It's more animated than I've seen in the past. But we'll get through this, and we will get through this as strong friends and allies and supporters of one another.
What is the mood among the Democrats in the House concerning this Iran deal?
Well, I think the mood in the Democrats in the House is that a uniform support for Israel. I think that's the first point I want to make, because there should be no misinterpretation as to whether one is for or against approving this agreement, as to the indication that that is any lack of support for Israel. I think America, the Democratic Party, committed to Israel's security and safety and sovereignty and survival.
How the Democrat Party will vote in the House, if you can give us an assessment?
Well, I'm the whip and I count votes, but I'm not counting votes on this one. And I'm not counting votes because what I've asked members to do is to carefully consider what they believe the impact of this agreement will have on the country, on the United States of America, on Israel, and on the relations in the international community. But there is a unanimity of conviction that Iran must not become a nuclear power. As you have seen, there are some members who have come out for approval, and there's some members in my party who have come out against approval. But I think the majority of members are still continuing to look at this very, very carefully.
I've seen the position of Senator Schumer.
Yes. And that will be a very important position. Senator Schumer is perceived to be the next leader of the Democratic Party in the United States Senate. A very influential voice.
If the White House will approve his candidacy for the leadership.
No, we do understand the United States has a separation of powers. We have two independent bodies of government. One is the executive, that's the president.
No, I mean as a political move.
As a political move, I think the president and the Democratic Party will have a new president, number one. I hope that will be a Democrat. I'm confident will be a Democrat. And,
Ms. Clinton?
I think former Secretary Clinton, former Senator Clinton is certainly our leading candidate. I think she would be an excellent president. But whoever is president, the Senate will make its own decision as to who the majority leader is going to be. So it won't be the administration making that decision. I had a long discussion with Mr. Netanyahu, the Prime Minister, 2 weeks ago on the phone. He called me. And had quite an extended conversation with the Vice President of the United States before I came. And I told both of them that I intended to continue to weigh what I believe would be in the best interest of our country of Israel and the international community and make a decision based upon my conclusion as to what that best interest would be.
What do you think now in retrospect about the speech which Mr. Netanyahu made to the Congress?
I thought that was not well advised, and the Prime Minister called me before he gave that speech, and he asked me what my opinion was, and I said, honestly, Mr. Prime Minister, I think the Democratic Party is not happy with this. Weren't happy because the perception clearly was that Mr. Netanyahu came to the United States clearly with the intent of opposing the President of the United States. I think if the positions were reversed and President Obama had come here making a speech at a joint, not a joint session, but a session of the Knesset, doing the same, I think that would have been resented by the Prime Minister. I've dealt with a number of Republican leaders, but we've always had the ability to affect a very large bipartisan expression of support for Israel.
Do you believe, Congressman Hoyer, that AIPAC, for instance, and other Jewish circles in America should continue with their campaign in the corridors of Congress, trying to influence the position of members of Congress, senators and congressmen on this issue of Iran? Absolutely. What would you advise AIPAC, for instance?
Absolutely, I would advise them to continue doing what they're doing.
Yes?
Sure. What is America about? What is a democracy about? America and your democracy and our democracy is about the advocacy of ideas, the contention of ideas, with a forum, you call it Knesset, we call it the Congress, a forum where those ideas meet and are resolved. And sometimes they're resolved less contentiously and sometimes more contentiously. But we have a mechanism to resolve those differences. But we protect, our Constitution protects the ability of people who have an idea or ideas about what the best policies that the Congress should pursue. They're protected in making those cases to their opinion leaders and to their lawmakers. And that is a basic democratic value. And of course, AIPAC feels strongly about this. They share Mr. Netanyahu's view, and they absolutely ought to be able to.
You don't have reservations?
No, I do not at all.
I thank you very much, Congressman Steny Hoyer.
Thank you.
ובשבוע הבא תגיע ארצה משלחת של חברי קונגרס מן המפלגה הרפובליקנית.